Welcome back to Kenner's Jurassic World, where I have built us a new park entrance here. Kind of making it reminiscent of Jurassic Park, of course, with this arrival helipad surrounded by these cliffs. And then, of course, the Jeeps go here, and we're going to have a Brachypara exhibit right at the entrance, which we've already started building. Again, kind of echoing Jurassic Park. Conceptually, probably even the same lake in the movie. But we're doing a little bit of Jurassic World theming, and that I've stuck a bunch of paleo veg here to kind of do like the whole botanical garden aspect of Jurassic World, which is also on the south side of the island. So kind of just, you know, throwing some ideas together and just mostly just trying to make something that looks kind of interesting without being a direct rehash of park or world. So yeah, the Jeeps are going to start by doing, you know, going through the lake by the lagoon, just like they did in park. But when we get over to the main street area, we're going to have this like split lagoon system. We're going to have 3 lagoons with these like paths that cross over tightly between them. And we'll have 3 species here instead of just like the mosasaur, right? Rival point will be here on this side. This one's going to extend a little further. I just need the fences here to get cleared out. And then we'll have another small one on the far side as well to mirror what we've done on this side. And then we'll do, yeah, this whole Main Street section up here, which I've just kind of connected with path for now so that it's, you know, linked up. That'll all be moved and rebuilt down here. And this section will be more Jurassic World-y, going off of this park-like section. And then when they leave the park, they get back on the Jeep, of course, and you head up this nice little cliff here, and you get a final, like, cliffside overlook. Let's go regular speed. Nice little final overlook at the Brachiosaur paddock as you leave the park. I think that's fun. I think that's a nice setup. Pretty happy with this. I think this is neat. Of course, it's a lot more tedious and not as good looking as it will be in JWE3, hopefully. So, but I think it, yeah, that's solid. All right. Anyway, let's get to work here. So, that's enough looking around. Stag has tuberculosis. Let's get the mobile vet going on that while I continue sedating and moving the parasaurs. Oops. And then the rest of these herbivores are going to stay here. Basically, I've been deliberating whether or not to do the redesign of Main Street and the park entrance first or last. I kind of had this vision in my head of what I wanted to do, so I decided to do it first. Right? I was already thinking about it. Just go ahead and do it. So we're going to get that set up, and then we're going to systematically build out like new exhibit areas and start moving these guys to like their final homes, essentially, is the idea. And then we'll take this paddock here, this crude paddock, completely apart and scrap it out altogether. Sir, there appears to be one more parasaur, if you wouldn't mind getting that. So yeah, let's get the rest of this set up. Getting these lagoon sections in the way I want them to be in is kind of hard to do. Because I want this little gap, which doesn't really, you know, it's not really something you're meant to be able to do, right? So we kind of have to guess quite a bit. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and delete this guy first so that I can put this side path in. Or did he get deleted? Yeah. And then when this side path is in, we can try to align this section with the path, which is kind of how I did this in the first place. Hopefully this path touching the fence doesn't cause a dinosaur threat. We're going to optimistically choose to believe that's not going to be a problem. Yes, like right like this. Links it up like that so that it mirrors the other side. Let's run it down a little further here. And now when we put in the other side of the lagoon, what I did on the first side that worked out pretty okay, since we have the hitboxes turned off, we can stick a piece here like this to kind of get a line to go off of. And then we need to try and align the both the path edge and the edge with this other side by doing like this. And then, of course, the outline of the lagoon here is not the actual size it is when it's built. It's the outline of the construction size, which is bigger. So we got to kind of align the path with like that brown framework part. So I think this is about right. So let's let that, let's put the other piece in here and let that build and see if that looks good. And if not, we'll have to retry again. Yeah, until we like it, at least. And then we're going to put the lagoon hatcheries all here in the back. Kind of like this. Maybe this one goes here. And that's the plan. All right, parasaurs are moved over, settled in nicely. We got the last one flying over just now. We've cut down this enclosure because now it doesn't need to be quite as big as it was. We might as well recoup some of the space and money from this fence. Maybe someday we can turn the power back on here. That day is not today, though. So, yeah, we're keeping 2 herbivore pens, 2 carnivore pens up here on this tour, and eventually those get redesigned and don't suck, but for now, we leave it. Sorry, is this... Why is this deleting itself? Okay. We'll have to rebuild the tour because it's deleting itself. How weird. Wait, it replaced itself with a piece of track. Or there's still just a piece of track there? There it goes. Okay. Okay. Well, that's a mystery. Definitely... I didn't delete anything near it. I deleted like the gate it made when it went through the fence. Maybe that's what triggered the deletion. Strange. Definitely a mod bug. That's not like a base game bug, I'm pretty sure. I think that's probably some hitbox shit. Sorry, how do you still have tuberculosis? I guess it spread before the medical team got there and I didn't notice. We can make Plesiosaurus, so we're going to target this first little lagoon here, the one that we've powered. Get some Plesies. So, this guy shows up in the die-cast part of the kind of toy line, right? It's not a proper toy, little die-cast model. It is orange. There's also concept art for the Escape from Jurassic Park cartoon that has it blue. So we've got an orange one and we've got a blue one. And for pattern, we've got Papyrana. I don't remember if this blue-orange one is actually blue and orange. We're just going to go for it because, honestly, it's fine. None of the Plesies don't look like they do in the diecast or in the concept art. Just conceptually. Like, these guys have a very different... Like, the Plesiosaurus you see in both the diecast line and Escape from Jurassic Park is very Elasmosaurus coated. It's that very big, very long-necked Plesiosaurid, not a proper Plesiosaurus. And this is, like, a very common issue with especially a lot of like 80s and 90s kind of paleo stuff, right? Where they kind of want the big Elasmosaurus, but they want to call it Plesiosaurus, and so that's what you get. So these guys I'm not so concerned about trying to like achieve accuracy, right? Especially with the blue one, you only see it in the concept art from like one direction, like it's not the kind of thing to get hung up on. I'm going to put in another ranger team here, I think. We'll get a new one started. Since we got like 3 of these like right here, we might as well just go ahead and do that. So I think we'll just put it back slightly. Make sure it stays in range of the power, though. So I guess we'll put it kind of offset. I don't think that's that bad. Because we can put some other stuff down here. Like medical or something. And we'll leave some space here for some other buildings. I haven't fully decided what we're doing with like anything on like the south or the east side here of the lagoon area. So we'll put him there. We'll take him and put him over here. That one was Ranger Team 3. And then we can go here and kill 1. Wait, he's not too burdened by other things. Okay. Oops, don't click that button. Small appetite, social, humble, unfit. Okay. How many of these did I want? That's the next question. I made a mistake. We didn't do random. I had it set to specifically Paparana at the end when we synthesize, so we have all blue ones. So we're going to do a new clutch because I want a mix of the two types. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and rest you then. We'll do, so there's the orange diecast, the blue concept art, and the blue or the orange card that came with the diecast. So I want to do 2 orange, 1 blue, only 3. That's the plan. I think I'd rather just dig than process these. Let's go back for more Anki. Or Trike. We'll do the Anki because we have the 2 ready to go. Okay. Alright, so out of the orange batch. I almost said the orange box. That's a whole different game. Yeah, we'll take these 2. Get these ones to start with, 7 and 2. And then I've gone ahead and started some of the other infrastructure here on the waterfront. We've got the extra thick boardwalk, just based on the spacing that I put things in here is why I did it like this. And then a double thick path heading up here to this Park Era Innovation Center from, honestly, I'm not even sure which mod this is in. It's in one of the mods. So yeah, so we'll build around this. We need to do some research. We need viewing galleries for the lagoons, and we need the, what else did I need? I needed something else. There was definitely something else I needed. Shit, I forgot already. Oh, amenities, large amenities. So here's our batch of Ankies. Might as well process this on our other geneticist. So both of these guys are over and out. I think I want to get the lagoon viewing galleries in so that I can play with them. Get them positioned the way I want. So I'm going to go ahead and push him on this. We'll let the other guy take a break, though. And we'll need a bigger crew for the large amenities anyway. Here's what we got. So, debated a little bit the positioning of the lagoon viewing galleries. I kind of like what we've done here about having kind of these mirrored plazas on each side with one gallery on each side of the kind of the skeleton in between. Threw some decorative trees in there for fun. I think it's a decent little plaza area. And it has decent visibility, actually, at least for these ones. This little bit back here is not a view, but it's not bad. The real question is how many of these guys will actually fit in here. We should be able to get 3 in a 2 tile, I think. It should actually be pretty good. So, these were my orange ones, so to speak. As orange as you get. Oh yeah, I think it's, yeah, there's like the orange stripe along the back and then these like little blue highlight scales. I think is why I have it included on the other one. Because the concept art is like belly first, essentially. So like you don't see the back of the animal. I am questioning whether or not I should keep it. I think blue and orange is a good color combo. I think if nothing else, we keep it for that reason, right? Just aesthetically pleasing. Sure. Cheaper research guy. This guy's going to come back. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But you don't have the points. I guess we just... 6 minutes, man. I'm going to wait. Let's wait. Let's not hash this yet. Actually, yeah. Given that we didn't let these guys spread out and see how good the exhibit actually is. Oh, shit. Hold on. Something's got to give. Shut off the other hatchery. Okay. Visible fences, very scary. I should probably get down a backup Jenny. That way this does not become a real issue. Why don't we just put this like over here? Like in the woods. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Back to these guys. Missing space. You're the alpha, and you are social only. Okay, so the humble guy's not in charge. I think 3 probably does work. Probably. Missing Humble is a pretty big penalty. Let's make sure we get our amenity research done before I forget. It's obviously the burger. Oh! Wait, I thought we had this. Oh, were we on the threshold of 2.5 only and not actually at 2.5? Son of a bitch. Okay. I thought we were there. Fine. Let me fix this. I can probably get us there with the pleasies. Alright, all it took for 2.5 stars was amenities and the monorail and everything like that, and we got it. So let's get the large amenities done so that we can fully really tear things down here. Not comfort. It's obviously the food icon. I don't know why I always click guest comfort first, but I do. Cheaper. Yes. Alright. Now with whoever we have left, we can hatch this. So one more Plesiosaur blue for the concept art. 7, 8, 9. Sure, whatever. Seems fine. The alpha situation. Oh, they did switch? Great. Okay. Not much space. If 3 seems like they're going to be a little too cramped, I might just drop it to 2. Conceptually, the diecast model and the one on the trading card are the same animal anyway. So maybe 2 gets cut. I would have thought a 2-tile lagoon would have been fine for 3, but maybe it's been cut down by the attachments, so that might be the bigger problem. Okay, next goal is going to be to get our backlot type area set up. I had an idea for this, which was, so the raptors, you know, in the movie, in Jurassic World, are not part of the tour, right? So what if we built our backlot area around, like, the raptor behavior center thing, but we actually made it part of the, like, park proper? That could be a way to do it. And then I think we're going to turn our visitors, the visitor center area here into, like, the herbivore sector. So, like, the herbivore sector coming off of here, with some tours, and then we'll have, you know, some carnivore stuff back in here somewhere, our backlot somewhere, and then, like, the boat tour somewhere in here. Something like that. I'm not too concerned with, like, trying to match the geography of any of our different, like, sections of the park to any real maps. So I don't even care that much if, like, you know, if the gyrosphere section ended up being south of Main Street, like, who cares? I'm just, we're going to treat them as, like, little isolated islands, not, you know, in the sense of them being in the ocean, but in the sense of them being separate from everything else. And we're not going to worry about the overall geography. And I think that's the easiest way to approach it. Because otherwise, like, it never works out well anyway. So there's our third plesiosaur. So yeah, this is the blue one with an orange stripe. Okay, no, 3 is 100%, so that's perfect. Okay, cool. So there. Yeah, and then the other thing too is it means we can just build wherever we feel like building, connect them all by monorail, and not have to worry about their positioning relative to the other exhibits. I think that's good. So actually, having said that, maybe I just want to put my backlot, like, down here in a corner. I think I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to start grabbing things, maybe. Actually, let's start with the raptor paddock. Actually, let's start by actually pivoting over and digging up Velociraptor in that case. That's probably the first place to go. We'll throw the cheaper and save money. Oh, and then with the welfare specialist, we do have a fresh vaccine. So let's not be RFK Jr. and let's get the vaccines going as well. I should have put the cheaper person on that. Oh well. Time for some more research. So everybody here is ready to go. Or not more research, but more, you know, jobs. Velociraptor, expedition number 2. Or expedition number 1, because did we actually run this? And I disrupted it because I moved everything? I don't remember if I actually ran this now. Oh well. I needed something else. What else what was I doing? What did I need? I was going to do something else. Power. We need power upgrades. Shit. And I need my logistics people for that. Okay. Well, we need power the same way we need velociraptors. So, like, they're both part of the same project. So this is, oops, this is set up. We've got our back lot here started proper. Moved over the science building, moved over the expedition center. We got the raptor paddock started without the fences in yet. We've got the remote viewing gallery. That will be the thing providing visibility here in the lab. And then we'll transfer over, we'll set up amenities and stuff once we actually have raptors in here. Probably move over the power like one by one. But I want to get ourselves the large substations and the and power upgrades and all that going. We don't want to like move all of our power at once either, because like these will you know, as we move one power we'll shut it down. That's not great. So I think we'll build an extra and then we'll like move one, move two, and delete the last one, something like that. Here's our fossils. So let's at least process this batch of Velociraptor. Throw you out, throw in a little bit of Anki, I guess. Not the cheaper person. We want to do this on, I guess, the main geneticist. And then we'll do the... Do I want the large station or do I want the power? Let's do the output. Let's do output. Because actually, I don't know if I need the large station in... I need it in general, but I don't know if I need it here specifically. Because... this almost works, but like this is barely... Well... I can put like amenities here and like a bathroom here, and then the shelter and the power stations don't need to be powered. This might work. It might be viable. Let's let this stuff run. Okay, well, our main logistics guy is resting, but we can do just like B team, shove 3 people out there to try and awkwardly dig up fossils, even though they're not skilled at it. At least we're making progress that way. And this is not enough to be worth processing, so we're going to leave that. The compound here is a little bit more advanced now. We've got this, like, nice, like, wrought iron fence. I don't know what you would call this, but it, you know, like an urban fence. Not like a dinosaur security fence, but like a proper aesthetic built-up area fence. That connects over to the side of the raptor exhibit. And then we have an actual proper security fence here for the back lot of the raptors. Much like in Jurassic World, we're going to have this like main section back here, like this privacy area, and then the front part where they go for like being studied. Now, this is not important, but this is something I noticed. I looked at a few videos of the Microsoft Flight Sim Isla Nublar map. I don't think this back paddock part is in there, even though you see it in the movie. And the only reason I bring this up is... I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of discussion about the accuracy of the flight sim map and how that pertains to like JWE3 park rebuilds. And I don't think it should be treated as gospel, because I think it is not. So I figured we'd throw that little commentary out there. And then, yeah, we got the large power here now, so I can strip this guy out. Cut power to the entire park, yes, because this is not connected. And then fix that. And yes, this is powered. Okay, great. Oh, and this is not connected. Please, sirs, connect. Okay, great. So this is essentially done. We're not going to put a ranger station over here for now. Let's just grab like this guy and assign him over there. Maybe 4. This is the one. No, that's the lagoon one. 3 is the one that's on the Paradeinonychus. We'll have him come all the way down here. I don't have a ranger station, son of a bitch. But yeah, he'll come down here. All right, here's our batch of fossils. Plenty of raptor to process. We'll use the 7 geneticist. Immediately go back. Looks like we got 2 expeditions at least. Yeah. Which is a little shit, but what you gonna do, you know? Hey, yo, tuberculosis sucks. We should probably get rid of that. We currently have a tuberculosis on a Triceratops, so we're gonna research that. At the same time, more fossils have come in. Let's keep pushing these raptors out. almost done. Do that on you. Then the final raptor dig. This one. We'll throw in the team to save a little bit of money. Not like we need it. We still have a ton of cash. We've got a little bit more changes on Main Street here to get the T-Rex Kingdom in, which is going to be the Ceratosaurus Kingdom currently. So we've gone ahead and used the modded terrain brushes to get some nice ferns and redwood stuff going in here. And then we filtered in some extra decorative trees because there is a limit to how much you can actually do with this. We've clipped the viewing gallery into the side so it looks a little bit more realistic, functional. And then, of course, we have to have the backlot area because it's too small. So let's get him in there. Did he go? Oh, no, he's here. I'm going to say, did he go out into the structure? But no. All right. No, not a storm. All right, we're going to cut the storm from the video unless it goes real bad. Okay, there we go. Raptor fossils are in. What dinosaur do I hope has not been cut for JWE3? If I'm not going to pick Utahraptor, which is almost certainly in, the one that I would be worried, I guess the one I would want saved is Ceratosaurus, probably, right? Because it's probably cut. We've seen no evidence of the semi-canon animals making it in, beyond, I guess, in Monosaurus, but in terms of, like, variants and stuff, the Frontier Iguanodon and Frontier Allosaurus are going to be the things I'm really going to miss, because I'm pretty damn convinced they're not in. So those, I gave you 3. Right, Cerato's good and happy. Plenty of space in his exhibit. So yeah, now these large amenities are actually contributing pretty good here. So we're getting value from that. Actually, can these be... Oh yeah, no. Ginger beer and whatever this is. Donuts. Come to Jurassic Park. Eat only donuts. I hope you like them. Wait, yeah, this doesn't need to be here now. Cool. Okay. So, now we need to get this mess dealt with. I think we need to move out the carnivores first. So, that's big question of how I want to do that. Other question is, where do I want to put Stegosaurus long term? Okay, well, this is something I don't need to think about during the video. We can work on this. We could put in like temporary holding pens, I guess, and just get them out of here. It's easier to work with that way, I think. All right, for the Velociraptors, I'm making our own toy version of the Raptor Squad. So we're doing novel extended, yeah, novel and novel extended, right? Yes. We've got the deluxe Kenner yellow and red Screaming Raptor. We've got the Chaos Effect Alpha, which is like night, like black and blue and yellow. We've got the Cyclops Raptor. And then we've got... No, these are the same. Wait a second. There we go. We've got this one, which is the... I believe this is just a film canon raptor design, which is present in the toy line, which is why we picked it. So we'll do random from these ones. So random favorite. And yeah, we're going to get one of each. So starting with a bunch here makes sense. Maybe we do this on 7, because I think our geneticist is a 7. Yeah, I'm really hoping for a new Hadrosaur in JWE3 at release, and I'm really hoping to see Hadrosaurs in general fight back. I would have hoped for posture fixes to the Hadrosaurids, but we don't have that. We already know that's not a thing, which is annoying. All right, we've got that. Doesn't look like I expected it to. I wonder if the actual skin is different, because that looks like a different raptor altogether. Interestingly enough. No, it is labeled Cyclops. That is the correct one. Huh. Social humble intals are fine. Are these guys literally just, yeah, almost all the same? Okay, Alpha, a Cyclops. That's all we got. Okay. So we'll synth up specifically the electronic screaming one. I suppose we can reset these. Might as well. Alright, let's let those cook. No genes on the screaming one. This is just a flat, normal one. Of course, we can't hatch them yet because we're waiting for the other eggs, but yeah, that's what we got. I could just go ahead and throw in bays. Let's do that. Let's just get the last one just so we know what we're dealing with. Panthera. Yeah, just give me it. So yeah, that's Oh no, this is not I think this is the Lost World Tiger Stripe Raptor for this mod. This is not the JP1 film canon, this is Lost World. Because I went with the more like, you know, bigger, more iconic figures, right? We got like the unique color palettes from the toy line, and then the deluxe Lost World Tiger Stripe Raptor because it's one of the deluxe figures. That was my logic here. I had forgotten precisely what my thing was. Do I want a nocturnal? Well, I don't want aggressive, so I guess we get a nocturnal one. All right, first two coming in. Ah, I've lost my way. This way. All the way in the corner of the park. I never gave these guys water or goats or anything. Let's finish working on this. So, goat feeder in there. We'll get some water in the back here by the viewing gallery, maybe. Something like that. And then maybe we want to do some more veg inside. Let's do palm trees. Sure, that works. We can slap in some decorative ones. Flesh this out a little bit more. Okay, I thought that was a storm. What if we put in bamboo? Hold on. No, I dig this. I dig this. Some bamboo in the raptor exhibit. Yes. And we'll put in some extra palm trees. I dig it. I think that's a fun look. Okay, they're flying in. Let's get the next one going real quick while they come in. Screamy fella. Get our disgruntled person ungruntled. Degruntle the disgruntle. We can go do like an Anki dig. Yeah, storm stations were better than the upgrades because the upgrades are kind of like, who uses these? Who cares? We don't have enough dudes. Wait, how do I not have enough dudes? Wait, is Anki done? Wait, did I finish in Kylosaurus? Hold on. Am I stupid? I am. 65%. Wait. Am I blind? Oh, this one's a 13. Yes. I forgot it shared one with Rex. Okay, we can send this triplet out. That'll work. God, Anki is so bad. This one. Okay, they should be down. Alright, so we got... Boom. Yes. That is the Cyclops Kenneraptor. So let's rename him. He is Cyclops. Even though presumably he has 2 eyes. Yeah. The Cyclops Raptor is from the Lost World toy line. It's like a heavily injured Velociraptor figure with only like 1 eye and like a bunch of broken bones and scars and shit. It's a pretty good rendition of its color palette though. This green with like white striping. And then this guy is the alpha guy, who's not even the alpha. I need to check actually this exact... Is this actually called, like, the Alpha Velociraptor? Because there's also, like, a Night Stalker Raptor, and I just don't remember the difference. No, Raptor Alpha, yeah. Okay, then what's the Night Stalker? Maybe that's from one of, like, the Hasbro lines. I don't know, man. Probably. Alright, we'll call you Alpha, even though you're not Alpha. Missing water and open space. Might have to expand the exhibit a bit. I mean, certainly have to expand the exhibit a bit, right? That's fine. We got plenty of space back here. We can do this. Okay, final... Raptor is cooking. We got our Ankies. We still need a ton more Anki, but we can at least get started. And then go back out into the field and keep pushing. That's a trike. That's not an Anki. There's the Anki. 742. Just keep plugging away at that. We're getting the Coelophysis moved over to the holding pen here with the Dimetrodons, which are already moved over. You need more Florus, but other than that, you're pretty good. What was that? Posture. Hold on, we gotta go back and look at this. What was he doing? Oh, was he dominance fighting? Look at his legs. His knees are locked straight, and then his ankles are just pushed forward like he's people. That is one of the most ridiculous postures I've ever seen. That's very funny. Like mid-jump. Okay. Alright, so for this sector, this is going to be a holding pen area. So we just want to slap some shit in here until we're ready. Until I decide what I'm actually going to do with the carnivores exactly. I have like a plan. I just don't have it like finalized. And I need to get them out of the way so I can build the herbivore exhibits, which are more critical, I guess you would say. More space sensitive. So maybe we'll reroute the tour to this side too. I think we will. Let's just get this in first. We can let the timers run now, too. Oh, yeah, we never configured these. Green plus orange is, like, the worst combo to have. In everything ever. These don't even provide profit. I wonder if a small would provide any profit. And yeah, we do have like full visibility with this viewing dome. It's only 500 appeal. Let's Let's remove one of these. This is... Hold on. Drinks, food, shopping. Yeah, we don't have redundancies either. Okay. No, this is just bad. Well, in that case, I just delete them. But then our lab compound is just a lab compound, I guess. We'll keep an eye on this one. Maybe somehow the fourth raptor makes the difference. But, you know, it probably won't. But we'll just jam in some other infrastructure over here when we get a chance. All right, here is our third raptor, by the way. The Screaming Deluxe Raptor. There he is. We have named them Scream. Doesn't sound like a proper name for somebody, but you know, there it is. And we'll get the last one out. Tiger Striped. Way over here. I mean, it's possible we'll see like an adoption mechanic with like the babies, maybe, that they can adopt new parents, but I'm not too sure that there'll be too much to any of that. Remains to be seen. All right.
I've just reviewed the data and can confirm that the objective is complete. For this,
More the merrier. And the Coelophysis are pretty good to go. Yeah, plenty of space. Okay. Okay, hold on. Pause for a second. If we do this and we do this and we do like that. Like that. No, this is fine. 847 is like perfect as well. At some point we'll have to probably restructure our hotels. Actually, this is probably the better way to handle this. Like a play zone. 64590, and this one is 649. Okay, those are like equivalent. Cool. And food. Play zone. Doll. Actually, don't even know what doll is, like as a food. Oh, nope, wrong era. JP, bathroom. One of these. One of these. We good? Might just need 2 bathrooms in general. Let's see what happens if we put this here. Yeah, it's not going to work. Okay. One on each end. All right, see you later, Ali. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, there's a lot they could do to improve like dinosaur fighting and just dinosaur behaviors in general. I just don't expect to see any of it because it just takes too much restructuring. Like the dinosaur behavior in JWE1 and 2 has been very basic, so I don't think you'll see any big sudden leaps. Okay, this is still all unpowered. That's presumably because even with these upgraded, we're not there yet. Correct. Okay, so let's go ahead and start stripping out some of the old areas that are getting in the way of money, because they are getting in the way of the park being properly powered. Well, don't delete that thing, though. And then maybe we can sort out the herbivore sector without having to add additional power, although it's not looking good. We probably will need... Oops. Didn't want to delete that guy. We probably will need more. Okay, yeah. Still a lot of stuff here that is currently unpowered. Probably should just put in more power. Let's check out our final raptor, then do that. So the tiger striped one, Velociraptor 4. So yeah, this is a riff on the Lost World tiger striped raptor, but obviously the much more saturated colors make it look much more like the toy version of that raptor from the Kenner toy line, possibly deliberately. So that's actually why I picked this, because it looked like a toy color-wise. I would believe that this was intentional. Given that this is the same mod that has these other Kenner skins, I fully believe they would have deliberately picked, decided to make that more of a toy reference than a film reference, right? It's obviously both, but you know. Alright, quickly, fossils as well. Anki to 84%. This is painfully slow. And this is the only thing we're doing, whoops, while I rebuild stuff. So we'll just keep chugging away at this, I guess. It's kind of, it makes sense. It's a good thing for us to be working on while we do the other stuff. Here's our fossils. Still not done with Anki. Right, as though it's important to actually do this while I sit here for hours rebuilding exhibits, so that we're actually progressing in the real park in terms of, like, you know, progression. The herbivore sector is set up. Gyrosphere, truck tour. We'll expand these out. These are too small, but for now it'll work. You don't have enough forest, but you're kind of dumb. You dumb. Oh, you are? Humble social. I mean, you are dumb, because there's forest there. And there. Yeah, they'll be fine. Just a bunch of babies. Trikes are over here. Trikes are good to go. We've given them this nice rock and these this interesting brush with these very purple plants in it, which seemed fun. What feeder is this? Oh, it's the one that's inside the thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna bother me. Okay, let's just fix it. There we go. And yeah, we're gonna get rid of the tour. Wait, why did it give me the thing again? I hit complete connection. Lame. Oh, I guess because the tunnel is its own thing, yeah. So I needed to... Completing connection does not automatically start you off on the one thing, for whatever reason. Alright, so we can strip out the cars. And with that, some more fence. We gotta get these galleys moving. Other things we've done in the park. Now we have our little pod of hotels down here, kind of referencing the cluster of hotels in Jurassic World, except they're park hero hotels, and I put them on water because that's fun. Aesthetically fun. These are being administered by the amenities up here, which are not capped out. It's not a perfect arrangement, but it's not worth adding amenities here specifically just for these. So we're leaving it good enough alone. We'll have to get these set up, but it's probably some hotels up here too, judging by the fact that we are under capacity. These guys are going in here. No point in multi-selecting, if I can actually click on these fast enough, that is. They're too small. You wouldn't think size would matter. Everybody tells me size doesn't matter. But it turns out it does. Alright, so they are not really... Galleys don't really go together well food-wise with the stegos, but it should be fine. Like, this should work. How in the world are you missing fiber? That's, like, impossible. Like, I'm going to assume the galleys will be chill enough that we can just, well, chill is the wrong word. They'll be not picky enough that we can just sprinkle their stuff around the fringe here and it'll kind of work out. Because they, you know, they run around a bit more. Okay. So yeah, let's delete all this shit while we wait for more fossils. Alright, fossils. Finally, Anki is complete. Huge. Get the disgruntled guy a vacation package. Off he goes to a lovely island vacation for precisely 1 day. We are generous here in the company. Alright, galleys are good. Stegos, no. They've lost... They think they've lost forest. Again, still. They probably have, but, like, annoying. Let's do... not tropical. We did temperate for this. Let's do temperate summer open. There. Okay, some nice trees in the middle in the waterway, and then we give them back some fiber so that they stay regular by putting that also in the water. Maybe. Up the intensity of the fiber. Man, these stegos are gonna shit so good. With all this fiber in their diet? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Sure. Good enough. Okay. Galleys, you still happy? Yes. Thank you for not being annoying. Okay, so galleys are good. Stegos are good. Everything's settled in. The only remaining question is the situation with amenities. So, 90% pretty good. Some config issues. Accommodation rating is the big thing. So if accommodation rating is good, then we are good. And I think this is a pretty okay setup for the like herbivore sector. You know, having the truck and the gyro like right together isn't exactly Jurassic World, but it's Jurassic World inspired, right? There are two of the kind of the main herbivore enclosures, so I think doing something like this works out okay. You put a little hill in the back here too for the truck. Truck going up off-road feels a little more, you know, truck-like. Going up a hill, whereas the gyros are more of a plains, flat enclosure. It kind of works. Okay, accommodation rating 100%. Good. 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 Okay. And that puts us at 97, 98. No config issues, 100% across the board. So the great rebuild is essentially done in the sense of like the park is sorted out, right? It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. This is definitely still placeholder. We need a full redesign of this carnivore sector. I just need to think about exactly how I want to do it. I don't want the Rex in the T-Rex kingdom because we want more Rexes. I think we might put 4 Rexes in this park, which is crazy. In which case they definitely don't go in here. I know who goes in here in the end, but that is for the future. Let's finish up today by getting out the Ankies. So, Anki, we've got Gambia, we've got Death Valley. In terms of pattern, these are both blank. So the logic here is there's a purple and white Anki hatchling in the Series 2 toy line that comes with the Ellie Sattler. And then there's the die-cast Anki, which is kind of a greenish one. Like green and yellow. Let me pull up, let me look at the die-cast itself directly real quick. The card is green. Actually, the die-cast model is like more purple, so it's kind of weird. So we've picked out like a white and a purple, I think, and I haven't put in a green. I guess my logic was I didn't consider that canon, maybe? Honestly, I don't remember my logic. I can always come back and do more. Let's get the first batch at least. Alright, so no alpha. Do have a humble defensive skittish one, which I mean will be better than this one. So I guess we do one Gambia, one Death Valley. And then we decide if we want to do a green one to finish up. For whatever reason, I just don't remember what I had, planned in that sense. 7, 8, 9, and then anybody else. That's fine. Okay, calm down. Kind of belong over there. Then we can start another expedition too, so let me decide what I want to do with that. I think we'll finish up Triceratops and get a few more of those in too. Alright, here's what we got. Sell some shit, process some shit, get me some dino DNA. Triceratops is done, but it is 2 batches. And this is currently not a crew to do this. Well, the other guy's resting. I'm going to dig up Gallimimus. It's cheap enough. So. Alright, another big boatload of fossils. Our people are back now. Let's get one of these rounds processing. Genetic specialist can go on a break. Go ahead and sell off that. And let our Ankies be released. Release my Ankies. Okay. So let's see what we got. That's just a brown one. I think that's as purple as you get. I think in this lighting it looks even more brown. No, that's the purple one. Not sure what my logic with this guy was though. That's actually very purple in this lighting, more than I was expecting. This is not white. Alright, I might delete this guy. He might be gone. I need to figure out what I was cooking. Actually, maybe I should just look at this diecast more closely. Oh, the diecast is yeah. No, I remember this now. Because it's so brown, like I picked a brown one. Because the diecast is like very brown, dark brown on the top, but cream on the bottom, and like this kind of does it. So this is the diecast. This is the hatchling that comes with Sattler, which should be like white underneath and purple on the top. But again, the patterns are a joke in this game. Like, why is the pattern for like an Ankylosaur just like this like coloring that goes along the edges of these plates? Why is it not just underbelly and armor? Like, just make it two-tone. Just let you color the body underneath and color the armor on top. If they're going to make it with this like turtle aesthetic in the franchise, just make the patterns also match that. That'd be way better. But yeah, this is fine. We just got to decide if we're going to add a green one, and that is going to be for next time. We are going to wrap the episode up here. I'll get these guys happy because it shouldn't take that much work to do so. In theory. And then, yeah, next time we can get out the third one, get out some trikes, whatever we decide we want to do there. Maybe start properly designing the carnivore sector. So it's not the giant piece of nothing it currently is. That would also probably be a good idea. So that's at least initially the plan here. So yeah. Why don't we just kind of leave it like this? Because they're going to have to move around the exhibit too. Like trying to set them up to be perfect when they're just in this corner is like not a thing. So, alright. Till next time.